Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody's having a great start to their December and the holiday season. I'm joined with Mark Boland today to give you an update on the Select Sires Generations Accelerated Genetics Jersey Sire update that just happened on December 1st. Mark, how's things in Ohio today?
Cold. I'm sure there's not snow on the ground in South Carolina like there is here.
No snow here, but it's cloudy, unfortunately. I'm glad to be at home. Mark is in Ohio, coming from our home office in Plain City. You're joining me from my office in South Carolina. It's great to be here to talk about Jersey proofs this week. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of change. Did add a new trait we'll talk about here in just a little while. But starting out, we hope you've made yourself familiar with this high components directory. I think it got posted. Mark, when did it get posted?
I think early yesterday afternoon, if not late morning, one or the other.
And that's quite a great cow on the cover. You want to say a little bit about her?
Yeah, she's actually a Triumph daughter from Wickstrom's, the Dupat prefix out in Hillmar, California. Scored excellent 90. Just a cow that we think was deserving to be on the front cover. So there she is.
Well, that's great. And our communications team, and specifically Jacqueline, she does certainly a great job, and that whole team does putting this together. We hope you find a lot of great information in it. We like to start off this presentation by showing you the inside front cover of that and talk about the overall scope of our program. And I think you can see some things that we're very proud of. If you look at cheese merit, 9 over 380 on proven sires, 28 over 450 on young sires. Mark, what's something that sticks out to you on this?
I think one thing that does stick out is you see the numbers for the proven bulls. Obviously, there's not as many, but I think it shows the strength of our young bulls coming up, or what we currently have available. For instance, 44 over 8 JUI or 14 over 120 JPI. I think that just shows the strength of what we got to offer coming down the pipeline.
It really does, and our program has continued to grow, and sales have grown as well. And we're certainly fortunate to provide these genetics to our breeders and customer owners out there. You can see heifer livability was released by CDCB, so that's a great trait that we have now that we'll be paying attention to, and it'll be on the slides you see today. One plug for our new designations. We've shown this to you a couple of times now, but we just want to make you familiar. When you see the slides, you can see these colors and things that show these new designations for Feed Pro, Fertility Pro, Showcase, Grazing Pro, different things. I really think the communications team did a great job getting these designations laid out, Mark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always good to refresh these because, as you know, things are always changing, but it's good to stay up because different bulls put different logos on, or designations, I should say, different proof runs. So they're forever changing. For instance, a bull that gets elite sex fertility, that's not a every bull kind of thing. That's just based off their CFI, which is an internal calculation, and just basically shows that that specific designation is for the elite bulls that have sex semen.
Yes, sir. And that comes in from backups from dairies all over the U.S. that we get to look at this elite sex fertility data. So if you see that, there's a lot of services that goes into making those bulls elite sexed. They've got to be way above average. I would like to brag on the IT department and communications and whoever else helped put our new website together. Really refreshing, working very well. I've used it all proof week and just been really happy with it. Wanted to show it to our people out watching today. Got a great new sire search, punch the bull's number in, name, short name, reg number, whatever. You get to the Jersey page, you see I've highlighted jerseys at the top of this one. You can filter for a lot of different things. Mark, we use both active and limited when we do a lot of our sorts, and know how we created most of the lists that we'll be using today. Every bull you can find on this website if you'll use that filter tab. Anything you'd like to add about the way this is working for you and your job?
Actually, it's made it a little easier. I think sorting through the filters is easier than the previous website we had. It's a little quicker. I think it's a little cleaner, and the font to me is a little larger, so you can actually see it a little more clear, whether it be on a smaller screen or a big projection screen, trying to show customers different things like that. But I think the IT department did a really good job on getting this done, and it's been very useful for me in my position.
And there's going to be a video about it after the webinar when we finish up today on this update on the Jersey program to tell you a little more about our website. But we just wanted to show you a couple pictures from the website because we are pretty happy and that it rolled out. And here's what you get when you look at a bull page. Yes, I pull Chrome up. You can see we are labeling the new undesirable that's been announced a couple weeks ago by US Jersey, JNS. It's on the web page right between the reg number and the birth date if the bull is a carrier for that. JNSC means he is a carrier. So what is JNS? Figure we might as well talk about the big elephant in the room that just got announced. It's a new undesirable genetic factor known as Jersey neuropathy with splayed forelimbs, JNS. And if they're a carrier, they're labeled as JNSC. What's important for you to know that if you're made a carrier to a carrier, you can lead to calves that cannot stand and have other neurologic symptoms. So they won't thrive, they don't live, not a great situation, but you have to make a carrier to a carrier. And of the genomic Jersey population, only 6% are carriers at the current time, according to US Jersey. So there's 94% of the population's free of this. So just make yourself aware of it, and you will find it on our website, which bulls are JNSC. Some notable bulls at select. We mentioned Chrome to start with, Kiowa P, Ensign, Regency, a bull from the AG lineup, Butkus, Anders, the Chrome Sun, Wildcat, and Candyman. But we're not the only stud that have these. The whole industry, they're across industry, you'll find them. And if you go to the green book at US Jersey, you'll be more than, there's a list there of all the bulls, and they can definitely show it to you and do it, and you'll become educated like the rest of us in the last 10 days on this subject. Mark, let's talk about our new graduate this time. We only had one, but I think he's a great fit for our program.
Yeah, Herbie, and our new graduate's 7JE 1614 Shocker, the Bancroft's son from a visionary, then an action back in there. Proudly brought in by our partners in Jersey Land Sires. Just a bull that does a lot of things. 773 of milk, 80 CFP, over 100 JPI, nice cheese merit at 415, positive on his DPR, and a 7.2 JUI, A2 on his casing. So just a balanced bull that HR Sire that we feel deserve to be in the graduate lineup along with the other good progeny-proven bulls that we have.
You know, and he's a maternal brother to a bull already in the program in Storm Cloud. So Visionary Sarah, an excellent dam, great cow family, and a bull that comes in at number 5 in the breed for type. So a really nice HR pedigree to put in. I agree with you, Mark. I thought he was a logical graduate, and I'm certainly happy Jersey Land Sires provided him to our program. So only one graduate. Will move on to JPI stars. Our high bull is Stony, a graduate from last time. Dorman, both of those bulls made nice gains this time. We'll talk about them a little more in a minute. Steph, Greg, Maldini, and you can see Shocker there. He's our 6th highest JPI bull at Select Sires. Some great G-Force bulls, genomic bulls that we have. Archie, Hole in One, Jaden. And you can see the list, and it'll be there for you, but just a lot of diversification is what I'd like to say in these pedigrees that you have for opportunities. The first bull, Stony. You know, Stony, yes, he's a generation count 3, but he is a bull with a maternal line that is hard to deny. An excellent all-star dam, 88 Impulse, 90 Parade Louis, 85 Paramount, 89 Jude, and a 90-point Valhalla Sparkler Commando. That's going back a ways, and that's a deep cow family. And look what he added a lot of daughters. $475 added to his production proof this time. and he went way up. He's now the #1 cheese merit bull in the breed at 636, the only proven bull over 600 for cheese merit. He comes in at 116 CFP, and he changes fat and protein percent in one generation, 0.38 fat and 0.12 protein. That's huge, Mark, and great udders to go with it. You want to talk about the daughter pictures?
Yep, that's what I was just getting ready to. And as you can see on the screen, he does put great udders on them. We've heard from all over the country how good these udders are on these cows and how good the cows just are, period. As you can see, we got 2 cows up in the top. I think the one on the top right corner scored 85 first lactation. Then we have one to the left that's from Victory Farms, where also this group photo was taken, where Herbie and I were out there earlier this year in the snow. Wasn't a big fan, but
yeah, you're from Ohio. You're used to it. Not me from South Carolina.
It was too early for snow, but no, just cows that put a lot of milk in the tank. I should say components in the tank, and I sure really showed these cows, this group, on what they can make. Just a really outstanding group that we've seen at Victory, but also seen them in California as well. So, but also I'd like to point out this bull DWP. He's 683. That's up there for a proven bull, and just stands out all across the board.
He does, and you know, this bull, there's a lot of milking daughters. We saw a lot of them at Victory Farms, over 60 daughters there that we walked behind. You saw more of them than I did, but I was just really impressed by the pattern this bull put out. They were so consistent, good cows. And, you know, I've talked to 2 dairies this week that are milking more than 20 of them. One herd, they're 106 relative value. The other herd, they're 105. And great components in both herds, about 2/10 to 3/10 over herd mate average for the groups of daughters. So I think this is data we can really believe in. The next bull we're going to talk about is Dorman. He had another nice day. A bull that a Chisel son that's graduated in a little while now out of a Dazzler that's now excellent from out at the Oak Lane Colony in South Dakota. A bull that does a lot of things right, added a lot of daughters, and went up again. He went up 16 pounds of fat this time, 0.14 fat test, Mark. A bull that's plus SCR. He's always taken a back seat to his brother Disco, but now as the data comes in, we realize that Dorman is more the production star. This bull added a half a point of DPR, and he's 3.8 today. He was over 3 and added a half a point with actual daughter data.
Yeah, he is a true health, a wellness changer, in my opinion. 7-4 productive life. I'd like to point out that he has elite sex fertility at the top of the page. And that with a positive 0.7 SCR, I mean, can get used on a lot of herds that can do a lot of things. So, and the daughters have been really good that we've seen.
And a low somatic cell score for the Jersey breed at 272 and 104 mastitis on Zoetis. He's something the breed definitely can use today. Mark, Archie's from your neighborhood. Why don't you take the honors?
Well, in August, he was the #1 young bull in the breed. And today he's still a top 5 bull. Stands number 4, I believe, for JPI and cheese merit amongst young active bulls. Just a bull that, to me, does everything you could possibly ask him to do. 6 generations of excellent dams behind him that average almost 92 points. He's 149 JPI, 585 cheese. Look at the production, the percents, low cell count, positive DPR, and almost an 8 JUI to go along with being A2 and 584 DWP. Just a bull that I think it's hard to get around, whether you're looking for health, fitness, JPI, anything to go along with that outstanding pedigree that he has.
And Mark, these 4 cows cut out are still in the robot herd today.
Yes, 3 of the 4, but yes.
3 of the 4 still there.
Actually, the white-tailed cow is still there. I think she's in her 11th lactation still.
Yeah, I
Went
know.
93 earlier this year, so still looks good doing it.
Just a lot of great cows here. When you can look back in a pedigree and see that, I just think it adds to what this bull brings to the table to have genomics and the deep cow family. Hole in One, I'm pretty excited about. He's our first Jersey art bull, in-house bull that we've created. We used a donor from Victory Farms, who is our partner, where we put in a lot of embryos. Kevin Susan family. You'll see a lot of pictures from their place today that Mark and his team have taken to promote bulls. And Hole in One name says it all. He does it all in one shot. He's 141 JPI, 568 cheese. The bull that's plus percents. He's 11.5 JUI, A2A2. Just a great bull to come out in the top 10 of the breed. I think he's number 9 for JPI and in the top 10 for cheese merit as well. He's a bull that I'm just really excited about. We used him as a sire father. He's been released sexed only since November. So he is in the field. Just looking forward to what this bull can do. And we'll see his brother Fringe a little later, a full brother, does things a little differently than him, but we're certainly glad we have both of them in the program. Mark, as we move to cheese merit stars, a lot of things to be happy and showcase today. And these are bulls that are available today. You can see Archie, Hole in One, Jaden from the young group. We've already talked about Archie and Hole in One, Renfro, Erlacher, Dimitri P. Just a lot of diversification and great bulls. Steph P, a proven bull, Dorman, Stormcloud, and our new graduate Shocker shows up right there at the top of our proven list again.
You want me to take this one?
Yep.
Sorry. 7JE1604 Maldini, the Messy Son from the 87-point Magnum, and then a Target from Faria Brothers down in Texas. 107 on his JPI. Look at the percents: 0.24 of fat, 0.06 of protein, almost 100 CFP. Just a bull that, to me, does put udders on better than his JUI says. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Look at the daughter photos that we have. They've been good. A2A2, just an all-around bull that does a lot of things, whether you production, cell counts lower. So just a sound bull for our proven lineup.
He is, and you know, he added daughters and didn't drift a whole lot. He still ranks really well in the top 30, top 20. So a bull that does things great in the breed, and up to 842 daughters now. So a lot of daughter data to substantiate these numbers. Steph P from our Jersey Land Sires partnership, one of their early success stories. He's an Avon out of the excellent Magnum. She's actually 91 now. A cow that's 111 JPI, over 1,500 pounds of milk for this bull, 93 CFP. A bull that's done a lot of things right. Add some strength to cows. Mark, you've helped take a lot of these pictures.
Yep. He sure does add a lot of strength. As you can see, these cows got plenty of width through their front ends. But to me, he still keeps them dairy enough where they're going to milk. I mean, obviously, you can see he's over 1,500 pounds of milk. A pulled bull that is A2A2 seems to be rare nowadays with that kind of combination of performance and production. Just a bull that I've admired over the last probably year now, seeing his daughters when they calve in. But just a bull that adds a lot to our program as well.
Jaden is a G-Force bull that came out this fall, super cheese merit at 556, 104 CFP from the Jersey Boy herd out in California. Tim Baumgardner and Gary DeGraff and family have done a great job in breeding a herd of cows that if you're ever out in Pixley, California, you need to stop and see. Just really nice dairy cows that do their job and do it with high components. And you see 700 pound of milk with plus percents, does a lot of things right. Plus DPR, cows that breed back, being a Dashel out of a McKenzie, out of a Hobbit, just a little different. Renfro, another bull from our Jersey Art. He's out of a Listowel. He is a JNSC bull. He's a bull that's plus 0.20 for fat, 0.11 for protein, 95 pound of protein. A bull we used as a sire father. He's still over 500 cheese merit. His dam, unfortunately, never calved in. She just laid down and passed away one day. It happens, unfortunately, so we never got to calve her in. But she was the bright kind of heifer, Mark. We got to see her out at Transova when we were working her, and she just was a real nice, well-bodied heifer the whole time. A2 bull that has some strength in him at 1.4 on that type summary. Dimitri P, a polled Kiowa son. It's 123 JPI, just barely below 500 on his cheese merit at 494. Bull that we used as a sire father heavy that actually is going to be released conventional and sexed. It shows just his sex stud code up here, and that was the case, but we decided this week to go ahead and turn him loose both ways. A pole bull that's 8.7 JUI, A2, 89 CFP, just does a lot of things right. CFP is very important. That's what we get paid for. Protein's been pretty nice in the chicks this fall, and so is fat. That's where we dare them and make their money. That's definitely how you get paid. So you want to make sure you produce a lot of CFP, and we're certainly happy we have Triumph in our group leading the way, a proven bull at 124 CFP. And then bulls we've already talked about, Stony and Maldini and Steph, and Stormcloud at 98. We talked about his brother graduating, this maternal brother graduating this time, and then some great young bulls down here as well. Triumph, a milk specialist, 2,274 pounds of milk. He's the #1 proven milk bull by over 700 pounds of milk. Mark, you've seen a lot of Triumph daughters. You want to talk a little about his proof and pictures?
Well, to me, his proof doesn't lie. They are wet. Not like Herbie said, he's the #1 milk bull in the breed, but he also is the #1 protein bull in the breed. Just milk wagons, absolutely nothing but strong cows, balanced udders, dairiness for like days. As you can see, they're tall, but that dairy form at 2.5, I mean, just excels in milk. Just a bull that we liked for sure to use on anything that you would like to add production to, without a doubt. He will do it.
And he's a chrome son from the River Valley program when we had it, and certainly a bull that we're glad we have in our stable, and a bull that we've used in our art program to create a heifer that's the #2 heifer in the breed that you'll be hopefully seeing sons of later on down the road in the years to come. Out of a heifer we partnered with Buster Golf on. So really excited that Triumph's been in our lineup. Stormcloud is the first Jerseyland Sires bull to graduate at Select Sires from our partnership with them. He's a Boudreaux son out of Visionary Sire. We talked about her a little bit. And look, almost 1,500 pounds of milk, 1,478 is pretty close, and 98 CFP. A lot of production on this bull. Mark, you helped with the pictures.
All but the heifer that's sitting at the top. This is a heifer that was pictured out in Iowa at a show. As you can see, she's cut, she's straight, dairiness from head to tail. Actually did not know about this, but the breeder reached out to us and asked about it, and I said, sure, send it in, and I got it. And I was like, wow. So he can make a little more type than he would proclaim to be, but as you can see, they calve in with good udders. Real big milk bull, plenty of strength. Just a bull that can do a little bit of everything across the board, all on top of being A2.
And he carries that Feed Pro logo, which I think is a very important designation to carry, especially as feed costs continue to go up a little bit with great production. This bull is a Feed Pro bull, and I'm certainly glad to see that on his slide. A young pole bull that just became available this fall, Hoopty from our AG product line. He's a Kobe out of the Marlowe honey. She's excellent now, just went excellent the end of November. A bull that's 98 CFP, polled, 0.19 for fat percent, 0.1 for protein percent. A bull that's 570 DWP, does a lot of things right. He's available in the G-Force. Navidad, Mark.
The Chrome Sun from Pine Tree, out of the World Cup Dealia cow. It goes back to Chisel Della. A bull that's 116 on his JPI, 97 CFP with 865 pounds of milk, plus percents. As you can see, his dam scored 87 first lactation. A cow who I've seen before she calved and after, and has just been impressive from day one. Just a really strong, balanced bull out of a good cow family that everyone knows about. 6.4 on his JUI, pardon me, 455 on his cheese. Just a bull that we liked, was a sire father for us, and actually is, well, yeah, his calves are starting to hit the ground now, I believe, right, Herbie?
Yeah, we've got some genomic results on some, and he's made some in that 130, low 140 range. So he's going to be a sire father, I feel certain. Had a couple females that have been higher to start with, but definitely a bull that we're certainly glad it's in our program. Jersey Milk Stars, we talked about Triumph being so high. We've talked about Steph. We talked about Storm Cloud. You've got Clay and Greg. Kestrel P, a pole bull that's our high milk G-Force bull. And you got some made sons there, and Daniel and Amsterdam and Brazen. So a lot of different things through this sire groups that you can see. But we're going to talk about Clay, who is Steph's full brother, out of the 91 point Magnum. And he's almost 1,100 pounds of milk, Mark.
Yep. I think you see two brothers that have over 1,000 pounds of milk with the pedigree that these bulls have and pulled on top of it. I think they really sort themselves to the top. 1,000 pounds of milk in a proven bull period is very, very good. And we're very proud to have Steph and Clay. A2 son or sire. Few daughter photos over here on the right hand side. The top one, I believe, is from Jersey Boys. This homozygous pulled. Then you got a group down at the bottom also from Jersey Boys that I think shows how uniform these cows are. Plenty of strength, height to the rear udder, and width through that rump. Just complete cows that put a lot of milk in the tank.
You know, Mark, he added over $600 this time, or almost 600, and went up 10 JPI points. So he had another up day in the industry, which we're certainly glad to see, especially when you add that much data. Greg's the bull that has just stuck around and done things right for a long time. From a master breeder herd there in Wisconsin, Owens Farm. Tim Baumgartner sourced this bull for us when he was with us, and he's 110 JPI, over 900 of milk still. A bull that just does a lot of things right. 6.4 on his JUI, 74 CFP, and he gets cows settled, Mark, 2.2. Tell us about that top cow.
That's actually from the herd where Archie came from. It's a 90-point Greg daughter up there that was 90 points in her second lactation, I believe. Just a really balanced dairy cow. Actually getting late into her lactation in this picture, but as you can see, she's been milking off enough. She's not putting any condition on. Just a beautiful mammary system with veins crawling all over. I would like to point out that he is 126 on his wellness trait dollars. We talk more about wellness every day, how it's going to be something that we need to focus on in the future. And he's 518 on his DWP and 126 on his wellness trait dollars. Just stands out a lot, and that's some high for the wellness trait category.
For proven bulls, that's really a good rank. Moving to DPR, that's been a push button in this industry for a while now. Getting cows pregnant and keeping them bred in the herd is something we have to rely on. Dorman, we talked about earlier, is our top bull, proven bull. Closer, Dynasty. Avon Clay, a bull that is a big milk bull we just talked about, but he's plus DPR. Matt, one of those customer satisfaction stars that's made great cows all over the world. He leads the indexes in Australia for BPI. And just knockout, just great bulls all the way down that have great DPR. And take a look at Closer. He's the Iron Man out of the Pharaoh, then the Valentino. We know the cow family well, Mark. 501 pound of milk, 6 points on udders. These pictures we used because I just love snapshots of cows. Bradley Taylor and Carla Taylor and their boys down in Mississippi sent me these one morning, just there in the parlor. And I just think it's a great representation when you can get snapshots of cows to show what daughters do. And this bull is doing a fantastic job, no doubt about it, with a great SCR, and he's A2. Dynasty, the Pharaoh son, out of the zipper that's pictured there. A bull that's 536 of milk. A bull that's 278 cell count. A bull that is 19 DPR. He gets cows pregnant, or his daughters breed. He's got a plus SCR. And Mark, 2 nice daughter pictures to go with it.
Yep, 2 very nice daughter pictures that I think you can see the udders that he will put on them. Plenty of milk, lots of venation, height and width, the rear udder, and deep creases. You can't see it in this photo, but the top cow has a head down shot that is just blows people away. I remember me and Herbie were together when we first seen it, and she really blew us away with what that angle shot did. So just like to point that out.
Yeah, and I've got to see her in person out at SBS Ag in California, and just a super nice uddered young cow, and has developed well. Thrasher is another sire father that we've used. It's available sexed only, the Pilgrim Son from Jersey Land Sires. He does carry the Grazing Pro logo. He's a bull that 126 JPI, nice percents being plus, 76 CFP, 829 milk, 458 cheese. And Mark, he has made some high calves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and as we get closer and closer, our excitement level for them to start getting collected, their sons here in the future, just really exciting. Like Herbie said, the bull does a lot for this breed, whether it be production, wellness, rank, A2, he does it all. Just a really exciting bull for us in our program.
And yeah, we'll talk about he's minus for JUI, but that's what complementary mating does for people. You can use these bulls that bring 3.2 DPR, 5 points of productive life, to a great uddered pedigree that probably needs some of that. And when you balance these 2 things out, they can really make some home runs for your breeding programs. Cardiff, 1786, from the Primus developed part of Jersey Land. That's their female program. We call ours Jersey Art. They call theirs Primus. So a Jersey Land bull, a Fournette son out of the Lemonhead Carnival. Carnival's got lots of sons in AI. But this bull, look at him, 6.2 productive life, 2.4 DPR with a 15 JUI, Mark.
And a 1.8 SCR.
And
he gets now bred and his daughters breed. So I don't think you can miss anything with 900 pounds of milk to boot on this bull.
Exactly. Switching to productive life. Some great productive life bulls here. Dorman Dynasty Disco Closer. Stony. When you have a big production bull as Stony, and he took the jump he took this time, and he's still in the top 5 for your progeny proven bulls, I think that's pretty impressive. We're going to start with Fringe in this category. We talked about his brother Hole in One earlier. Fringe is just a more moderate balanced bull. He's 117 JPI, 476 of cheese, 63 CFP, 12 on JUI, A2. Nice maternal sister to these 2 bulls pictured here on the slide. Just a bull with a bar chart to the right that you like to see, Mark.
Yeah, and I'd also like to mention, me and Herbie, we're doing some sorts. And if you sort any bulls that are active by 475 cheese, a point on DPR, and 10 on JUI, you get 1 bull, and that's this bull right here, Fringe. Like Herbie said, that's balance.
It is very much balanced, and the neat thing about him is his early indication on sex semen is he's very fertile. So we're looking forward to hopefully being able to add that elite sex fertility label just once we get enough services to qualify him. It's pretty impressive so far. A bull that got released in November that a lot of people I think have missed is Dashel Sturgis. He's from the Primus program from Jersey Land, and he's in our 250 product line of bulls. Shout out to our group in Canada, Generations. He's a Dashel son out of a craze. And he's a bull that does a lot of things right. 115 JPI, 472 cheese merit, 14 JUI, 584 DWP, bar chart to the right, 13 DPR. This is a bull that I just hope people find, because I really think he can do some great things down the road in his daughter profiles once we start seeing those around.
And Herbie, I'd like to also mention, you said hope that people find him. One way to find him is if you sort any bull at 450 cheese merit, a point on DPR, and at least 10 on JUI. There's 3 bulls that show up. Fringe, the previous bull we talked about, this bull Sturgis, and a bull by the name of Webb, who I believe is a Chrome son that we have also coming available shortly.
Yep. A lot of great bulls in this pedigree and different ways to look at bulls. DWP stars, we've talked about it a little as we've gone through. It's becoming more and more popular. We need cows that are forgotten about, that do their job every day. And boy, this Dashel son really does. Decatur, he is our high DWP dollar bull at 758. He's out of a Disco, then a Harris from Jersey land. 112 JPI, 492 cheese, 8.8 JUI. And he's a bull that carries that Feed Pro, carries a Robot Pro, carries Graze Pro. Just, he hits a lot of markets. And 134 wellness trait, 52 calf wellness dollars. He's above on his Zoetis data on every calf trait. He's over 100. He's 112 for calf respiratory, extremely high. So, Mark, a bull I think is going to check a lot of boxes for people.
Yeah, and I think if you look forward to the Jersey Journal coming out in January, this is the bull that I quote as the wellness king. Just one that stands alone in the DWP wellness trait and calf wellness dollar categories.
And we talked about CDCB releasing heifer livability. He's 0.6 on that. So that goes right along with the Zoetis data. I believe it's data that we can count on being correct. Patterson is an Erlacher bull from our JART program. We worked out a deal on a heifer from Masons in Chestertown, Maryland, out on the Eastern Shore. And he's a bull that's extreme for DWP dollars at 676. 52 calf wellness dollars, 100 wellness trait dollars. He's a bull that is just balanced plus 0.13 for fat percent, 0.12 for protein percent. Just a nice balanced Erlacher son to have in the program. Ensign's a bull that got released in June, the Kiowa son. He is a JNS carrier, sold in the All-American sale a year ago, but this bull does a lot of things right on his wellness traits. 1.7 DPR, 2.7 livability. His heifer livability is 0.5. 122 wellness trait dollars, 97 calf wellness dollars. That's an elite number in the Jersey breed, Mark.
Yes, it is. Just a bull that I think epitomizes of what we want. Balance, type, and fertility is what we need. And I think that's what this bull offers.
And he got a great SCR score, and another bull that early indication is that his sex semen's pretty fertile as well, Mark.
Yes, exactly. He's one of the highest CFI jerseys that we have in our program for sure.
Just doesn't have enough services to qualify for that elite sex fertility yet.
But I foresee that coming shortly, hopefully.
Pretty quickly. The bull that just got released, Po' Boy, a Dashel son from Mississippi. A bull that is out of a World Cup dam, Mark. We went down and took these pictures back in June, and Jenny was with us down there. A bull that's 460 cheese, a bull that's plus percents, 653 DWP. And these bulls developed in a grazing herd there in Foxworth, Mississippi. Just a real balanced Dashel son that's in our program.
And he's positive on all his Zoetis wellness as well. And I think it was 0.4 on his heifer livability. So very balanced all around.
Yep. Darwin, a Daniel son out of a World Cup, out of a Jammer, 778 pound of milk, a bull that's 465 cheese, 11.9 on JUI, just got released, and a bull, another one developed with Steve Rowley down in Mississippi. Certainly glad to have him in our lineup as well. If we look at types, always been important to select. And I see, Michael Ryder, you asked a question about majority of the bulls have JX in them. We do try to keep straight lines. We do cross them back and forth. We do continue to have those type of bulls available. It's our sire committee that's made up of dairymen from all over the U.S. have instructed us to run a program about 50-50, and that's what we're doing. Some of the time it depends where we're at, what we're talking about, but we want to have something for everybody. And I think you'll see that as we continue to go forward. And then when we get to our type stars, you can definitely see Chrome, Texas, Casino, Shocker, Victorious, and Oliver P. Great bulls. And all of them are in the top 7 of the breed, I believe I counted today, Mark.
Yes. With Chrome being 1, Texas at 2.
Yeah.
2 bulls that have a lot of daughters that just keep the customer satisfaction kind.
They do. And we talked about Chrome does have the new undesirable, but he's a bull that's just hanging out at 708 pound of milk, a lot of daughter data. 1,842 scored now. He's 2-1 on type, 17.3 on his JUI. And he's from the River Valley program, as we mentioned before, A2. But we didn't put his daughter pictures on the slide, Mark, because we wanted people to see what this bull can really do. They're super uddered cows. I love this picture from out in Utah.
They get better every lactation.
They do. This young one out in Alberta, Canada, Mark, great family at Unique. The Maury family, just super people, and love to see these young cows and how they're going, how she'll develop there. Or you can go to California in a big freestyle or open lot situation. Tremendous group of young cows here that Gary DeGraff and Tim Baumgardner and their family put together for us. Just love the udders, the balance of these cows. And this one from our grazing herd and our friend in Foxworth, Mississippi, Mr. Steve Riley. Love these 3 young cows. Like I said, this is a grazing dairy. You can see adequate strength, beautiful udders, and they continue to get better as we saw some of these this spring or this summer when we were down there, Mark.
Yep. And I wouldn't trade them for anything because they look like that in person too. I mean, it's not just these 3. They stick out in every herd everywhere. So.
And Mark, one of my favorite pictures you've done, this group of Chrome daughters at Rocky Top. You want to talk about it a minute? Buster Goff and family.
Yeah.
Buster, Jason, and Beverly do a fantastic job, and I just love this picture.
Yep. I'm sure most of you have heard this story, but it's a story that me and Herbie like to tell. These are picked out of 2 pens out of the whole dairy, and I've only walked 2 pens, and these are the ones that I found. Not all the ones I found, but just the ones we put together. I think we had close to 40 that we could have chose from, but we wheedled it down to this, and I'm very happy with how this group came out. They're consistent, big rear-uddered cows, showing a lot of milk, have that height and width rear udder to make that big rear-uddered cow. But to me, they also have that dairiness to put on cows that maybe need a little dairiness, have plenty of strength. To me, that's a good cross on him, keeping that dairiness in the Jersey cow period.
Yes, Mark, I agree with you. And he just does so many things right. Yes, he's a carrier of the new undesirable, but I know my wife is flushing a few cows on Monday, and 2 of them are bred to Chrome. They're not carriers, and he's the right mating. So you got to use the genetics that fit. Going back just a second, Francois, I see a question earlier. It's over on a different screen. Is Hole-in-One available now? Hole-in-One was released sexed only in November. So yes, he is. So Casino needs no introduction in the type circles. He's the Regency son out of Sonoma the 93-point premier mark, 15 JUI, And I just love these daughters. He's a bull that gets cows pregnant. They're plus DPR. He just does a lot of things right today.
Yeah, they're dairy framed, got enough strength, and just put memory system on that you love. This one here in Cash In at the Casbergen family farm in California. Sorry. If you want to go to the next one, Herbie, there's the one up in Washington of Lauren Young's. That's 91 second lactation. As you can see, maxed out score, second lactation. They get better with age. But cows that we really love. And then this one, this 87-point cow, a Finley Rose is out in Hillmar, California. We actually got the privilege of doing earlier this year that I just love. That length of forerunner, that dairy frame, plenty of width, and there's a head down shot, I believe. Maybe you got it on the next one? Yep. It just shows the mass of this cow, the width through that rump, and that height with the rear udder. So just exemplifies what this bull can do.
You know, you're talking about a bull that has a 2-time national grand champion back in his pedigree, and you can see why with the daughters that you're seeing. And Mark, I was walking this dairy a few weeks after y'all took this picture, and she stopped me in my tracks as I was walking down behind the headlocks with them locked in. She's a machine, no doubt about it. Oliver P., another high-tight bull that's been around a while. We don't talk about him much. He just continues to do his thing, Mark. He's a Valentino son out of the 92-point Mick daughter. A bull that's just balanced all the way around. And he's still 1.5 on type and 11.8 on JUI. And he's seen a lot of ice cream seasons over time. There's no doubt about it. Actually, the Mick is 93 now. Mark, those pictures on the side, the top one from not far from where he was bred, actually.
Yep.
Super nice young cow.
Top 10 in the jug at Louisville 3 years ago. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Then the middle one at Covington's down in Iowa. And then the bottom one, I think, is from the UK. Was a class winner out there at a show. But it just shows that this bull gets used around the world and what he can do.
Great pedigree behind him, no doubt about it. Almost 2,100 scored daughters now, so it's a bull that definitely has stood the test of time. Colgate's a chrome son that became available this fall out of a storm cloud, right at 1,000 pounds of milk, 87 CFP, 1.8 on type, 13.9 JUI, carries that Feed Pro logo, and over 500 DWP, Mark.
Yep, just a bull that does a lot of things. Balanced from our Jerseyland partners in California.
Candyman, a chrome son. He is a JNS carrier out of a 90-point Torpedo. Then back to Casino's family, as we know. But look, 1.8 on type, 18.3 JUI. A2 bull. Just a bull that I'm really excited about. And the Torpedoes people are talking about again. They really like him. He didn't ever graduate, but he's done some things right in the breed. Mark, you want to take Reckless?
Yep, sure can. I think the dam of this bull, 7J 1808 Reckless, needs no introduction. None other than Flawless herself. The craze out of Flawless herself is a bull 16.5 on his JUI. Actually, look at that positive 0.8 mastitis on the CDCB traits. Half a point on heifer livability. DPR is positive. Just a balanced bull with a show-winning dam that I think could make the good one back. Like as we go down further down, he's Robot Pro, available sexed, and got that showcase designation up there at the top.
And Mark, he's got great mastitis, as you said, but his Zoetis data says he's a standard deviation above average as well. Mm-hmm. So there's two sides that say it's good. I think she's a tremendous cow and glad to have that showcase logo at the top of the or designation. Sorry. JUI stars. Texas leads the way at 21.5. Victorious, Chrome, Casino, Disco, and Oliver P. Candyman's listed in the young bulls. Reckless, we just talked about. And a few bulls we'll talk about here in a minute. Texas, though, needs no introduction. Great cow family, 95-point dam. Bred out at Heartland. He's been in the lineup for quite some time. And 21.5 JUI, 2 points of type, bar chart to the right, does a lot of things right. And the daughter pictures, just tremendous, great cows. People talk about Texas daughters all the time, and they're just really balanced cows, and he settles cows. 1.8 on his SCR. You want to say something, Mark?
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I would say he's 1.8 on his SCR, but he's also elite sex fertility up there with that designation at the top of the screen. Just a true customer satisfaction kind.
Yeah, he gets them settled. There's no doubt about it. Victorious from our River Valley partnership, the Barnabas son out of Ayatollah, Victoria, 94-point cow. A bull that I just think is a great crossover bull, Mark.
Yes, I agree. Just a bull that can do a lot, 18.3 JUI. Wonderful pedigree. I think people really come to love the Barnabases, and I think this bull fits in that mold. You got the cow at the top right. Was top 5 in the senior 2 class here in Circleville. The winning, was she first or second? I don't know. The milking yearling in the middle up at the Royal a couple of years back. And then this bottom one, to me and Herbie both agreed, like this is a cow that could exemplify from a freestyle herd or anything like that. I mean, height to width, the rear udder, carries that udder well above the hocks, plenty of width back through that rump and strength up through that front end. So just a bull that, to me, that can do a lot of things right, on top of being positive on his 0.3 for his heifer livability. Sourced from River Valley as well.
And he's A2, and he's a 1.5 on his SCR, and his sex semen's fertile as well. So he does a lot of things right, Mark.
Yep.
Craze Wild's a bull we haven't ever talked about in our program. He's a Craze son out of an excellent Leonel from out at Wickstrom's in California. He's a bull that's 729 a milk, 19.7 JUI, Mark, and A2. And you love his dam.
Yep. I think we took this a couple years ago, but this cow is absolutely lights out. She's big, strong, has plenty of width. That height and width, the rear udder is amazing. And as you can see, that forward just blended right into that body wall. Love the head and neck on this cow. Just a cow, when you're walking a herd, that stands out like no other. Just a beautiful, beautiful individual. And glad to have her son here. As you can see, 19.7 JUI is very, very high.
Knox is a bull that just got released November or October, I forget, but pretty soon or recent. He's a Jersey Land sire bull. He's a bull that's over 15 JUI, 529 a milk. And, you know, he's a Dox out of a News, little different pedigree there. Mm-hmm. Certainly glad to have him. Over 600 DWP. Mr. Swagger, one of our showcase bulls, a bull that's been around a while. He's starting to get milking daughters, has 7 daughters scored, but we like to have at least 10 before we graduate a bull, Mark. 15.5 JUI.
And look at that SCR at 2.2. That's pretty high. So he not only does he get cows bred, the calf-in looking like this one over here on the right just excels in dairyness, height and width, the rear udder, just all around good individuals that we've seen.
But talking about our semen, we're very happy. Tony, Mel, the guys and girls in the lab, the barns, the vets, everybody that takes care of these bulls. It's not what I do every day, but the package you get with semen in it, when you look at the SCR values in the Jersey breed, 4 of the top 5 are in our family of brands, 7 of the top 10, 13 of the top 20, 18 of the top 30, and 26 of the top 50. So the people that work in Plain City, Ohio and Westby, Wisconsin every day, they do a great job of getting these bulls to make cows or make semen that settles cows. And we're certainly proud to be on that team. We'll talk a little about our Jersey pipeline. I know we're going a little long here, but we're really excited about what's coming. We'll zip through these pretty quick. A lot of people see him at the top of the chart if you do some sorts, and that's Tucker. He's the Daniel son from our good friend Steve Rowley. Tucker's actually named for that little young man there, Steve's grandson, pictured with the cow when we were down there this June. We thought this was a wonderful picture. He is the #1 JPI bull in the breed. He is the #1 cheese merit bull in the breed. 156 JPI, 612. He's tied for JPI, but stands alone for cheese merit on the sorts. And he's 13.5 JUI. He's over 700 DWP dollars. 830 of milk, 95 of fat. We've been really excited about this bull for over a year now. Once you get genomics, you can't wait to get the product, and he's going to be released in February, as you see, Mark. Anything you'd like to add about Tucker?
I mean, we've talked about a couple of his brothers earlier in the presentation, but this is the one we've been waiting for. I think we can all say just a bull that does it all, and just a really exciting future for this individual.
And happy for Steve Rowley to have bred a bull of this capabilities, and proud of his dedication to the Jersey breed. Dillich is a bull that will be released in February as well. He's a bull over 500 cheese merit, a bull that is a basalt, 0.20 and 0.10 fat and protein percent. Little different type of bull for our Select Sires lineup. A Chrome Son from Jersey land. Yes, he's a JNS carrier, but a bull that's 22.2 on his JUI and 2 points of type. And look at his DWP, 737. And he's almost 530 cheese at 529. His dam Mark.
Really nice cow at Jim Allum and Grant Allum's out in California. We actually pictured this cow at the same time we did the Casino daughter. Just a very well-balanced individual. A bull that I think could do a lot of things, especially with that JUI. I think it's really neat to have that kind of JUI to go on top of the wellness traits that we have. Just a bull I think that can be used in a lot of places.
Hey, and with 0.3 fat and 0.12 protein, 86 CFP with that type of JUI, he deserves a spot to see what these daughters can do. Murdoch's another sire father that'll be available in March. He is an Erlacher son out of a Viceroy, 560 cheese merit, a high cheese merit bull, 117 CFP from our Jersey Land partnership. If you ever have Jersey questions, please reach out. Mark and I would love to visit with you about the Jersey business. And we certainly appreciate you taking time to watch this and enjoy a little bit about it. Don't see any other questions. So, Mark, we'd like to wish everybody a happy holidays, and everybody stay safe and enjoy the holiday season. Thank you so much for tuning in today.